Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to July's Honored Deceased Veteran Ceremony, honoring the life and service of John T. Golden Sr. from the town of Day. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by members of our local American Legion, and remain standing for the invocation by Honorary Chaplain and Korean War veteran, Paul O'Keefe.
We thank you once again, our Supreme Commander in heaven, for giving us the opportunity to pay our respects and honor to Saratoga County Deceased Veteran of the Month. For the month of July, we're honoring John T. Golden Sr. from the town of Day, who proudly served his country in the United States Navy during World War II, the greatest generation. Our Supreme Commander in heaven, we come before you this afternoon with heavy hearts and deep gratitude as we gather here to remember our beloved World War II veteran of the United States Navy, John T. Golden Sr., who has departed from this earthly realm. We acknowledge the sacrifice that John made in the service of his country, laying down his life to protect the freedoms and values that we hold dear. In this moment of reflection, we seek your comfort and peace for those who mourn their loss. And our Supreme Commander in heaven, he tells us, when we lose someone we love, we must learn not to live without them, but to live with the love and the memories that they left behind. I thank you. Amen.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome on behalf of the Saratoga County Board of Supervisors. We'd like to welcome you to our ceremony honoring the deceased veteran. The intent of this ceremony is to recognize our veterans and their families for serving their country and their community. Since August of 1999, we've honored some tremendous individuals from this county. This month's veteran is no exception to that. John T. Golden Sr. from the town of Day. John was born on April 11th, 1926 in the Bronx, New York, to James and Hannah. He grew up during a time of great challenge, a time that would come to define not just a generation, but a nation. A graduate of Long Beach High School, and later a student at C.W. Post College, John possessed a sharp mind and an eager heart, a young man with dreams ahead of him and a strong sense of duty in his soul. That sense of duty led him to enlist in the United States Navy on February 5th, 1943, at the age of just 16. It was a time when the world was on fire, and John, like so many of his generation, did not run from that fire. He stepped into it. He trained in diesel mechanics, demolitions, and became submarine qualified, a testament to his technical skill and discipline. He served first as a fireman and later as a motor mechanics mate, supporting the very engines and systems that kept American vessels moving forward in war. John's wartime service took him to the front lines of one of history's most pivotal moments. He served aboard an LST ship during the D-Day invasion, the largest amphibious assault in human history, delivering men and machines onto the shores of Normandy under fire with unwavering resolve. LSTs, or landing ship tank, were specifically designed to transport and land heavy vehicles, tanks, cargo, and troops directly onto unimproved beaches without the need for docks or piers. LSTs faced threats from mines, artillery, air attack, and rough seas. Crews operated under intense pressure, coordinating rapid unloading while under fire or in difficult tidal conditions. More than 200 LSTs took part in Operation Overlord. Their efforts enabled the Allies to land over 150,000 troops and thousands of vehicles on the first day of the invasion. Without the LSTs, the Allies could not have established and sustained the beachheads on Normandy. These ships and the brave sailors who manned them, like John, were indispensable to the success of D-Day and the liberation of Europe. Afterward, he continued critical transport operations, moving the lifeblood of the Allied effort across European waters. He later served aboard the USS General Leroy Eltinge as part of Operation Magic Carpet, which was a massive post-World War II military operation undertaken by the United States to bring home millions of American servicemen and women stationed around the world. In bringing our troops back across oceans, this included journeys that took him as far as China. Eventually, aboard the USS General W.F. Hase, he made his final naval voyage home to the United States. For his service, John was awarded the Good Conduct Medal, the Asiatic-Pacific Theater Medal, the European Theater Medal, and the World War II Victory Medal. Each of these honors is more than just a decoration. They are symbols of sacrifice, of steadfast duty, and of a life lived in service to others. John was honorably discharged on March 18th, 1946, closing his chapter in military service, but continuing a life guided by principle, character, and quiet dignity. He married Geraldine on September 1st, 1951. Together, they had 5 children. John was a 20-year employee of the Nassau County Police Department, 4th Precinct, serving as a detective in the Narcotics Division and Homicide Division. Following his retirement in 1972, John and Geraldine moved to Day. John then worked at the International Paper Company in Corinth until his final retirement in 1988. John was a member and past commander of the Hudson-Sacandaga VFW Post 5836, a member of the William J. Varney American Legion Post number 862 and the Roosevelt Rod and Gun Club. Though he has now left our sight, the memory of his courage, his service, and his spirit lives on, not only in the history books, but in the hearts of those who knew and loved him. Now, please welcome Mr. Harry Brennan, Supervisor for the Town of Day.
Thanks. Thanks for coming. All right, we're here today to honor the life and service of John Thomas Golden, who served our country with unwavering courage and commitment. John served with honor and distinction in the United States Navy from 1943 to 1946. During John's time of service, he exemplified the highest ideals of patriotism, duty, and sacrifice, contributing to the security and peace of our nation. John's dedication to security and peace extended beyond the military through his service to the community as a Nassau County Police Detective. John also served the Town of Day as a Justice of the Peace. John continued to serve both community and veterans through his involvement with the American Legion and the VFW. John passed away on May 27, 2005, leaving a legacy of service, sacrifice, and inspiration. I was fortunate to know John personally, as I am part of the family. He inspired me in many ways. Thanks.
Next, please welcome the Chairman of the Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Phil Barrett.
Thank you. It's truly an honor to commemorate and celebrate the incredible service of Mr. Golden and everything that he did, not only for our country, but back here at home in Nassau County and right here in Saratoga County. What a wonderful legacy he's left with friends and family in a legacy of service. And that service spanned an incredible wide span of talents and expertise and love and care for his country and his community. When you read everything that he was trained in and everything he accomplished in the military, and then coming out and serving to protect his community, and then moving here to Saratoga County, helping to continue to build on the wonderful history of the town of Day, serving in so many community service organizations. It's truly inspiring. And we hear a lot of tremendous stories of veterans who served their country, came back and built and served their communities. But this, the story of Mr. Golden and everything that he accomplished is just truly awe-inspiring. And on behalf of the Saratoga County Board of Supervisors, I just want to say how proud we are of everything that he did and all of you. So thank you so much. And I do have a couple of things to present to you today. We have a proclamation from the Saratoga County Board of Supervisors in Mr. Golden's memory and to honor him. We also have a World War II Veterans Medal and also a challenge coin that I will present to you as well. Many veterans, when they came back, didn't talk about their service and what they went through. I hope he shared some of those stories with you, because I can't imagine some of the things that he experienced and saw at a very young age. And I think we all put ourselves in that situation and wonder, would we be able to step up at any age, but certainly at that tender young age, would we be able to step up and do what he did? And you know, that's an important question I think we all need to ask ourselves. But thank you, and thank you for being here and giving us this opportunity to honor Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Supervisor Barrett. Next, please welcome the Saratoga County Clerk, Mr. Craig Hayner.
Thank you, Tamim. I'd first like to welcome and thank the Golden family for allowing us the opportunity to honor John today. I was reading through his biography, and I do want to thank also the Veterans Agency, who does a great job of putting all this together. And I see former Supervisor Mary Ann Johnson here too. I know veterans are near and dear to her heart, so great to see you too. It's very evident after reading his biography, the medals that he received, the work that he did when he came home, and the police work, that he was truly a man of valor. It's a word we don't hear too much about anymore, but when you look at the missions that he was on, the work that he did, and then coming back and working dangerous police work, he was obviously a man of great courage and great determination to defend what is good and right here in our country. And that truly is the definition of American exceptionalism. Someone mentioned a selfless giving of a person for the benefit of others. And there's no doubt that he did that for our country and our community. And so we're truly grateful to honor him today. I've written a special commemoration. I won't read it for you. You can read it at your own leisure. But also, I wanted to pass on a letter from the district attorney, who could not be here, Karen Hagan, today. She sends her regrets and her well wishes to you. She also has a letter for you. And again, when you have an opportunity, hope you'll take some time to read it. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, please welcome New York State Assemblyman Matthew Simpson from the 114th Assembly District.
Thank you. And I want to thank the Board of Supervisors. Again, I've been to several of these, and it is so important that we do this and continue to do this. Many times I'll talk about what it really means to me. And, you know, in each one of these ceremonies, we read the bio and we learn a little bit about this person who made a great sacrifice for so many people and so many generations after him. And there is no way to really explain what it means to be American and what it means to be a citizen of the United States if you don't understand how we got to where we're at. And it's people that sacrifice so much without concern for themselves, and the families that supported those persons that made that decision, that make this country the best country in the world. Every day that we're driving down the road and we think this is a beautiful countryside, or we're having a great day, it's sun shining, we only have a veteran to thank for that freedom to be able to experience that here in this country. There are a lot of places in this world that people don't get to experience that. So I just want to thank the family for what they did in supporting their loved one, and John Gooden's sacrifice that he made on behalf of all of us. I have a New York State Assembly citation that I would like to present to you.
Thank you, sir. Next, please welcome New York State Senator James Tedisco, the 44th Senate District.
Thank you so much. You know, there are 62 counties, and Saratoga is one of them in the state of New York. Some of them do recognize their veterans, have a deceased Veterans Day. The county of Saratoga always recognizes its veteran and has this event. So I thank them so much, because that is so important. But the group I really want to thank the most are you, the family of John T. Golden, for your support of him when he had to go off and protect our freedom and liberty, for your support of him when he came back and did double duty, basically putting his life on the line as a law enforcement official, and then being a representative in a public service way as a justice of the peace. So important. But also for giving us a great gift today, for giving us the gift to come to the reality once again starkly of what a great nation we have for one overriding reason. And he exemplifies that by extension today. For the greatest fighting force in the whole world, for good, the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Now, Geraldine and the family, every day I wake up and I have this card, and it's my schedule. I have it on the phone. But as I get a little bit older, the size of the lettering seems to shrink on that phone. So they put it on a card for me. I wake up every morning and I look at that, and I'm mindful of the fact that I'm one of the luckiest people in the world to represent the 44th Senatorial District in Saratoga County. Because on this card today, I think are 6 events that I probably would be attending today, except for one reason. Today is July 15th, okay? Every day I wake up and I know I'm blessed to have a job I love to wake up to and go to work to. I can't imagine waking up in the morning, having to get all gussied up and ready and going someplace that I hate working at. The drudgery of that. And you're blessed if you have a job you love to do. But today, July 15th, I never go to work. It's one day of the year. I never go to work. These 6 events, my staff will be going to them. But today, I broke that and I came to work. And I will always come to work when it relates to an individual who's protected and gave me, gave you, gave every citizen of this great empire state in this nation the ability to live the freedoms and liberties. I think I have another document here in this, the Constitution of the United States of America, We get to live the freedom and liberties in there. They didn't give them to us. They protected us and they garnered them so we could live them at the highest level. John T. Golden was a part of that. My prayer today is twofold. I pray, one, that at some point, won't be in our lifetime. We have to be realistic. There'll be no wars. There'll be no battles. There'll be no reason to get in uniforms for any nation, for any group of human beings in any country, any citizenry. And no lives will ever be lost because people want to threaten what's in that document, take away the freedoms and liberties. John T. Golden, and by extension, all the men and women who put on that uniform over the years, have it on now. Unfortunately, we'll have to have it in the future. Understood there was something above and beyond their own interest in every single way. He was willing to put his life on the line, as others did. He was fortunate to come back. Others were not that fortunate. I pray that we never have another war eventually. Realistically, that's not going to happen for a while. My second prayer is this. Because of his service, because of his example, because of his sacrifice, when that freedom and liberty and all those rights I talked about are threatened, I pray they look at that and say, I am willing to see there's something above and beyond my best interest, as he did, and will stand up again and unfortunately have to put their lives on the line. You know, there's my favorite book, my favorite document. This is second, is the Bible. There's something at the end that called the Revelation. That's when it's all going to happen, I think. But until that day, because of him and because of others that now continue to sacrifice everything that they hold dear to them, as you stood up for him, I pray they're ready to do that again as Americans to keep us great. The last thing I can do today, I don't think, Abraham Lincoln had a right at the Gettysburg Address. Said there's nothing I could do to say for what's happened at this battleground to protect freedom and our rights at that Civil War. He said, what I say won't be remembered long. Well, that's the only darn speech that's ever remembered is Gettysburg, the speech he gave. We said, I can't consecrate it. I can't commemorate it. I can't do that either. None of us can. His sacrifice was too great. So we're all veterans. But the highest honor I can give you is the Liberty Medal, which is the highest award from the New York State Senate. It has to go for a commission discussion. Usually when I come here in many instances, I haven't had enough time for that commission to meet. I have to go back to the family and make a I'm proud to say they didn't take too much time to make a decision on John T. Golden because I have the Liberty Medal with us. It is the highest honor. It has to be passed unanimously from the New York State Senate. And Geraldine, if you know anything about the New York State Senate, nothing passes unanimously from the New York State Senate. So he must be a special person. I'm honored to present to you the Liberty Medal. And if I could, I'd like to place it on you. And I hope John is watching us as I do that. God bless you, and God bless John T. Golden.
And just for clarification, it is Senator Tedisco's birthday today. So happy birthday, sir. Next, representing Congresswoman Elise Stefanik's office, please welcome Reed Cronus.
That's I gotta follow that up. Okay. Remind me to put me before him next time. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's an honor to be here on behalf of the Congresswoman. To honor John today, and it's an honor to be back here in Saratoga County after a few years. It's a pleasure to return here and to help recognize and remember the life of John T. Golden Sr. I will keep my remarks brief, especially after that was just lovely. Thank you, Senator. But I do want to share a pattern that we tend to see in the office, whether we're working with veterans, with the VA, whether it be retrieving service records or obtaining, long overdue medals, and especially with World War II veterans, is that theme and pattern is that, they leave the comfort of home to go protect our freedoms overseas, serve our country. And when they come home, they continue to serve the country and the community. And I just cannot say enough about the honor of John for continuing that pattern. Today with me, I have brought a flag that has been flown over the United States Capitol in honor of John. And I also have, as I showed a preview earlier, a congressional proclamation that will be read and introduced into the congressional record, and that will be there forever in the archives. So his life of service, dedication to country and community, and the love of his family will always be remembered by our country. So thank you very much for the opportunity to serve him today. And thank you to John.
You may take seats. Please welcome Supervisor Ian Murray from this town of Saratoga.
Good afternoon. What a great day to honor deceased fellow Navy veteran John T. Golden. Although I never had the opportunity to meet Mr. Golden, we both share a brotherhood. I was also an MM in the Navy. We have machinist mates. They called the MMs the Swiss Army of the Navy. So we did a lot of duties there. They also called us snipes. Some say it was a derogatory term. Actually, we wear it with a badge of honor. Many years ago, there was a chief engineer on a Navy ship by the name of John Snipe, and he was discouraged the way that his engineers were being treated on the ship. So he essentially shut down the boilers. And once you shut down the boilers on a steam ship, you have no electricity, you have no water, you have no propulsion system, and you just end it right there. So things changed right from there. So they initially called it Snipes Crew, but then it just changed to Snipes. So all of us engineers were called Snipes. And like I said, we wear it with a badge of honor. I have on my motorcycle jacket a Navy patch that I wear all the time. And when I go to different rallies, I talk to other Navy veterans there. And then underneath it, it says Snipe. So I made many copies of these and I hand them out to fellow engineers that I meet on the road and stuff. And then they put it on their vest as well, or on their jacket too. So thank you, John T. Golden, for your service to the Navy. To finish up, from the Board of Supervisors, the United States of America honors the memory of John T. Golden. This certificate is awarded by a grateful nation in recognition of the devoted and selfish consecration to the service of our country and the armed forces of the United States. Signed, President Donald J. Trump.
Okay, folks, so the next piece, this is an addition to the repertoire, I guess you could say, that was added years ago by a fellow member and veteran of Saratoga County. We sing Amazing Grace, followed by Moving Outside, where we'll have the finalization for the ceremony, raise the flag, all that stuff. So Lauren Roberts, I think, will be leading us. I hope it's not me, because I definitely do not have a singing voice.
I just want to say before we start, as chairman of the Veterans Committee, I want to thank the staff of our Saratoga Veterans Department. Frank McClement, our director, couldn't be here with us today. He's at a conference down in Louisville, but Tamim Ferris does an excellent job for our ceremony. This is only his second one. Megan Cutbush is in the back, and Aaron Cassidy is there as well. You do an outstanding job, folks. Thank you.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Thank you.
Much better than I would have been able to do. So folks, at this point, we head outside for the final moments of the ceremony, but if I could just ask the family to stay put in here, we're going to take a bunch of pictures and then we're all going to head out. Thanks so much for attending our honored deceased veteran ceremony for the month of July. Just one quick thing I wanted to mention. Right inside the entrance that we walked in for the ceremony, there's a display cabinet right there that has all the artifacts and stuff for the deceased. Please feel free to go examine it. There's lots of good stuff in there. our closing prayer from Chaplain O'Keefe, and then we'll do the gun salute and raising the flag.
And now, our Heavenly Father, as we go our separate ways, we ask you to help us and guide us throughout the coming days. Amen. Happy birthday, Honorable Senator Jim Tedesco.
Well, thank you.
These days, hey, mark, hurt, ready, aim, fire, 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 three, set, hurt.
All right, folks, that concludes our ceremony. Thank you so much for